Hello everyone, this is my rear tensioning disc detainer pick. Let's have a look at it. So the entire tool consists of 4 pieces. We have the top piece handle, we have the bottom piece handle, as well as 2 tips that slide together just like so. And it's a very nice smooth fit, as you can see. The tips here have some profiling on them, as you can see, so that they're able to fit into most disc detainer keyways. And the bottom piece here has 2mm notches in it so that you can easier see what disc you're on, and the top piece here has a little groove just like that to keep track of position, but this is not for decoding in any way. Let's go ahead and assemble this tool. So what you do is that you line up the tips like so, and you just go ahead and push them through, and it's a very nice smooth fit. And you essentially just want to make sure that this does not extrude at all, and all you do then is you tighten it down. So tighten it down on both sides just like so, tighten it down just like this at first, and then you go ahead and tighten it fully down. And you don't want to over torque this. About 0.5 Nm of torque is good enough. The other piece here, this other tip here, you need to be a little bit more careful with when you tighten it compared to my other tools, because this actually can collapse if you tighten it too hard. So all you do is that you go ahead and line it up like so, and then you just go ahead and tighten it down so with your fingers, and then you tighten it down just a little bit, just like that. This absolutely does not need to be tightened down much, because it's not going to be tensioning anything. This is simply just for picking purposes, and there's rarely any kind of force on it. The tensioner, on the other hand, you can tighten as much as you want, but there's really no need to go crazy on it. So now that we have the tool assembled, let's go ahead and take a look at what we have. We have our positions here for keeping track of discs, and we have our picking tips here. And these picking tips here are actually very well suited to pick a wide range of locks. So we're going to be demonstrating it today with this lock here. This is an Abloy Disklock, and I'll use the key here. And you can see the lock works perfectly fine. However, this setup here can also be used to pick all sorts of different locks. ABUS X Plus comes to mind, ABUS Granite comes to mind, as well as loads of different generic disc detainer locks, of which we're going to be taking a look at a later date. But today we are just going to do the Disklock Pro. Before we get started, I just want to mention that if you are interested in this tool here, it's currently being sold at my website, opsosec.com. A link to that is in the description for a very cheap price, about $94. Although that may change in the future depending on material prices and demand. Right now I only have a few left. We have 4 of them right here, as well as their respective tips. So if you are at all interested, I might do more in the future. I don't know, but there's a limited quantity left if you are interested in this tool here. So let's go ahead and get started now with the pick. I'm going to take my lock over here to my vise. And we're going to use the key just for good measure. As you can see, the lock is open and now it is closed and the key is out. So all the discs have been now reset. The first step we do is that we just go ahead and line up our tips, and then we go ahead and slide everything all the way down to the bottom. And we just want to make sure that it goes all the way down to the bottom. So you can wiggle it around a little bit, and you can also take it back out and see if it is all the way to the bottom. With this particular lock here, it's actually very simple, because the spacing here is pretty much exactly the spacing, the depth of where we actually have discs. So when this reaches the profile plate, a little bit under the profile plate, I mean, just like so, we're in the bottom. So that's taken care of. Right, now when we tension it, the lock is actually not going to do anything. So we need to go to the middle, which is about disk 4, I believe. There we go. We need to turn disk 4 forward a little bit, and that takes care of that. Now we can go ahead and get started on picking. So I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom, and I'm going to move the disks forward a little bit. So moving disk 1 forward, disk 2 forward, disk 3 forward, disk 4 forward, disk 5 forward, disk 6 forward, disk 7 is always forward. That is the disk that we just put forward in the beginning to start putting tension on the core. And now disk 8, we got some clicking out of it, and I'm actually going to just put it in the gate for now, just like that. And then we have disk 9, which is our last disk. Also going to put that in the gate. Sorry, disk 10 is our last disk. And disk 10 is also now in a gate. I'm actually noticing a little bit of slipping on the handle here. I suppose I didn't tighten it quite good enough, so I'm just going to tighten it down a little bit more. And now we are going to continue picking. So over here now at the last disk, and I'm also looking at the height marks, because I know, well, they're perfectly aligned for picking with these tips for this lock. And at the last disk, we're not really getting any feedback, so we're going to go for disk 2, not getting really any feedback here either. Well, we're getting some. I'm just going to leave it there for now. And now on disk number 3, disk number 3, not getting anything. I'm going to go all the way up to the start now. We are on disk 10. And disk 10 seems to be in a gate. Now we're on disk 9, and that also seems to be in a gate. Let's go over to disk 8 now. Push it forward. We're getting some resistance there on the wiggle, and right now we're in a place where it doesn't seem to have any resistance on the wiggling. I'm going to go down another disk. Same story here. We're trying to find a sweet spot where we can wiggle the disc forwards and backwards a little bit with no real resistance. Now we're on disk 7. That disk is not a disk we want to pick. We're on disk 6 now, and we are already in a gate. Now we're on disk 5. And disk 5 seems to be in a gate as well. Disk 4 seems to be nicely in a gate as well. And disk 3 seems to be in a gate. Try disk 6. In a gate. I have lost count. I think we're on disk 3. Disk 2 is good, and disk 1 is also good. Let's go back to the beginning. We're now on disk 10. We're moving back and forth. Disk 10 is also set. I believe disk 10 might be in a true gate, as is disk 9. Disk 8, excuse me, disk 8 is also nicely set. Disk 7 is always set. Let's move over to disk 6. Disk 6 seems to be set nicely as well. We're at disk 5. Disk 5 is also fine. Disk 4 seems to be good as well. As with disk 3, disk 2, they seem to be good as well. But disk 1, there we go. Disk 1 is now also nice. So we might be getting a little bit more feedback here now at the top. As we know, 10 is in a true gate, as is 9. 8 also seems to be in a true gate. 7 cannot be picked. 6 as well. So with 5 and 4 and 3. There we go, disc number 2 is not set. And there we go, the lock is now open, so you can see. And we can go ahead and take it out on the table and have a look through it and see what's inside. Not sure how long that took. It was pretty fast. This tool here is brutally effective against these kinds of locks. I'm going to use my hex key set here to remove the grub screw out of the side. And I always seem to take the wrong set screws, so like that there. Where is it? There it is. Oh, come on. There we go. I have not picked this lock here before, so this is the first time we're looking inside of it, and it's been opened. So everything seems to be a little bit rusty, as this is a used lock. I got it on fin.no, which is the, yeah, as you can see, a bit of rust there, which is the Norwegian Craigslist, sort of. I'm going to lock the lock back up now, just like so. I'm going to extract my tool, just like that. And now we're going to open up the bottom piece here. So all you do is that you unscrew this. And on some of these locks here, you cannot actually unscrew them. So if you don't see these marks, it's not a gettable lock, just so that's said. Oof, yes, it is a little bit dirty, this one here in particular. But I suppose that will be fine. Actually, I think I'm going to get some gloves. Give me one moment here. I'm not particularly fond of getting my hands dirty today, as I was wearing some rather nice clothes for this video. Alright, let's go ahead and take this out. So we have this first washer here. This is just to make the lock work better. And then we have the profiling plate, and then we begin with our core. And the core here, I'll see if I can't fish it out. Sometimes the discs just come out, and it seems like we have such a situation here right now. So let me go ahead and get my tweezers. I'll be honest, I don't know where I left them, but I found these, so these will have to work. All right, let's go ahead and begin taking this thing here apart. So we have the first disc and a spacer. Let's go ahead and leave that right there. Then we have another disc and another spacer. Let's go ahead and leave that right there. We'll take these apart later on. And then we have another spacer. Let's just go and put that there. The spacer tray. Oh, heavily mastered that one. And this one here also, put that there. And just like that. Right there again. We might be able to get the core out now. Yep, there we go. Very nice. Let's go ahead and put the lock over here. This is a disc lock, if I have not said so already. Go ahead and bring that out. Oops, I may have messed up the order there. That's not good. Let's go ahead and just recall that these two may not be correct. Oof, and I have a disc here as well. Okay. Right, just like that. And always a bit of a getting disaster when I do things this way. Alright, just like that. And there we have our two return bars. That is actually not needed in a padlock. Well, it is, but it's to make sure that the locks can rotate in both directions. And that's it for the core. I don't think there's any more in here. Let's just go and put that there. And then we can see the sidebar groove inside of the padlock right there. I believe you can see it just like that. And well, yeah, that is that's about this tool here featured. I thank you a lot for watching. And again, if you are interested in this tool here, it is actually sold on my website, opsosec.com. Link to that is in the description. And well, I thank you a lot for watching and have a nice day.